All right, so let's get into it, guys and gals. Let's jump into the Osight C multi-reticle 3 MOA dot optic right here. So, of course, they just keep bringing bangers after bangers. I don't think Osight or Olight, whatever you want to call them, I don't think they're going to stop. Seriously, now that they're getting in the groove of things, learning how to manufacture optics, and the quality is getting better and better, I think you're going to surprisingly see a lot of innovative technology come from these guys. So let's go ahead and open this. Well, let's look at the box. Here it is right here. Pretty decent box. They're not giving you crap, I tell you that. So that's it right there. Let's go ahead and open it up. See what's inside. So right here, you have a little pamphlet that says read me. And of course, it's giving you instructions on how to zero your red dot and the tools. You have that right there, the windage, elevation, all of that. And that's pretty cool. A lot of brands will not give you this type of information. So installing the Osight C, screws, all of that stuff is right here, guys. So you get that. They do give you the branding, the Osight sticker. So of course, you know where this is going. And this has a really cool color to it right there. So you get this. And of course, they give you a thank you. Now, again, other brands just don't seem to get it, guys. They don't. If we're paying for certain things, even if it's not like top-notch prices, we expect some of the best when we purchase. So look at that. They give you a thank you for being a part of the Osight team. So let's open this up right here. A little tab. Set that to the side. Look at this. Here it is right here. And that's your Osight. And look at that damn clear window. That's the Osight right there. Feels solid, super solid. And it looks like they cleaned it up just a little bit. And of course, we're going to look at it a whole lot more. So I'm going to set that to the side. Right here, you have a little tab. Let's take that out. See what's inside this box right here. So open it up. And nice and organized. Of course, you have your tool right here that you can use. And it has that real cool, super dope skeleton face on there. And you have extra screws right here for your battery tray. So they give you these extra screws, and that's pretty damn cool. And look at how they organize everything. You get your user manual right here. And then you have your screws. And it's like every single time they come out with a new one, they just make it better and better. These are your screws. Here are the measurements right here. So I'll come a little bit closer to the screen so you guys can see it. And those are your measurements. Just pause the video if you need to. So let's go ahead and let's look at the screws and see how they look. Some screws right there. You have some more right there. Okay. And if you need to detach these, of course you can detach them in that type of way. So that's pretty damn dope. So yeah, they give you all of this inside the box. Now let's continue to look at this optic right here. There it is. And I'm telling you, for the price that you pay, you do get a pretty damn good clear window right there. I mean, that thing is just really clear. The matte black color I love. And something else I'm noticing too, guys. A lot of brands are starting to black out, you know, their brand name on there. And I like that. I like it a whole lot because sometimes the other colors that they use, they just simply doesn't match. So that's it right there. Let's look a little bit deeper into this optic. Here are the dimensions on the screen that you can see. And of course, I know how you all love, you know, your specs. Now we're going to go ahead real quick and do a comparison of some of the previous models that came out not too long ago. We want to stack it up against the other ones, look at the differences and see what it's all about. So of course, this is the newer model that just came out. Let's look at some of the other variants that they created. And I have those on my pistols right here. So I have them on my XDMs. Right here is the first Olight that they came out with. And as you can see, that's exactly what it looks like. And this was not multi-reticle. So this was just a basic bare bone one. This one right here was the wireless charging one. And of course, you can see the differences between the two when it comes to that. So, you know, if you look right here, it pretty much damn near looks the same. There are some subtle differences in the inside right there that you can see, really small differences, but Other than that, at the top on this one right here, you have the wireless charging. This does not have wireless charging. It has a side battery right here that you can take out the tray, and a lot of people requested this, so that's why I think they did it. Let's see what else it has here. On this one right here, you do have a battery indicator. That green dot in the middle lets you know if your battery is going dead or not. This doesn't have that on this anymore, okay? And also another thing, this doesn't have the old one. If you look right there in the front, it's a little circle with a clear dot. That's your light sensor right there. So it can adjust accordingly to light. Light sensor there. On this model, there's absolutely no light sensor on this model. So they did change it up a little bit from the very first one, which is expected. That's evolution. Now let's go ahead and look at the second Osight that they came out with, and this is the Osight X. Okay, let's see if they had that button. There goes the button right there, the battery indicator. Mine is probably at 50% because it's orange. And of course, on the front, they did have it looks like they do have the light sensor. So the light sensor is right there if you can see it at the tip. So those are some of the differences right here. This one, the Osight X, I believe is multi-reticle. So I think this one came out with multi-reticle. Let me check real quick. Let's see here. It's the dot. Let me change it and see if I can get a multi-reticle dot going here. Yeah, this one is multi-reticle. So it has the circle. You can't see the circle right there, but that's the circle. It has the dot. And then you also get the circle and dot, which is right here with this optic. So this is multi-reticle, and they went ahead and stepped this up. So they pretty much, out of all three of these right here, they pretty much just kind of graduated in each model from this to this, and they give you the works. They give you everything inside of this model right here, but they took away some of the subtle small features that they had in the other models. Other than that, between this new one, the Olight C, and then this Osight X, I'll let you determine and look at some of the design. So as you can see, the little lines right here, they don't have it on this model right here. Let's go ahead, let's look in the rear, see if it's a screen size, and that's it right there. So there you have it. Come closer so you guys can see it, and then we'll come on this side. So it does. It looks a little bit more different. The newer one has a cleaner look to it to me. Of course, on this Olight C, this is an open emitter red dot. And of course, you have your pros and cons when it comes to open emitter. Open emitter, unfortunately, lets in a lot of debris. Water can get in the inside and kind of obstruct that emitter that's in the inside and give you starbursting and other things that are not good. So some people don't like that, and some people, obviously it doesn't bother them at all. Now let's look at the weight of this optic right here. We're going to put it on a scale. Online, they're saying that it comes in at 1.48 ounces. So let's go ahead and look and see how much it weighs. All right, we have the scale set to 0 right here. I have the light flashing on it. Set it to 0 again. And of course, the battery is in the inside, so you know you have to add in that weight. So let's go ahead and put it on the scale, and it looks like it's coming in at 1.4 ounces. 1.4 ounces for this optic. Moving right along, the optic material for this red dot. Super important information. This is a 7075 aluminum. And remember, in some of the other optics, they had ventured off and start using different materials. But this one, they brought it back to the original material that they were using, which is that 7075 aluminum. And that should suffice with these type of optics. I mean, you can bang this thing around and it's going to hold up. It is waterproof, IPX6 rated. And you'll see on the screen right now, of course, what that means. Let's talk about max runtime. The max runtime is 100,000 hours on the lowest dot only brightness mode. With the circle dot activated, runtime drops to about 30,000 hours for comparison. So that gives you an idea on how long this thing can last. Let's look at the multi-coating on the window right here. So you can see it, and I call it tint, but They call it the multi-coating, and that right there helps with glare. And it does have a nice amount right there. Now let's look at the optic adjustments right here. Right here, you do have your elevation, which is up and down right there. And these should be pretty tactile and audible clicks. So let's test it out and hopefully you can hear it. So I'm gonna put my mic a little bit closer and we'll turn it just so you can hear it. That's it right there. So yeah, could it be more audible? I would agree, but it's not bad. I still can hear the clicks and it is tactile. I can feel it. So elevation is right there. And of course, right here on the other side, you have your windage, which is left and right adjustments for zeroing. Keep in mind, these are 1 MOA per click. Now let's go ahead and look at this battery tray right here. Something new that they brought to, you know, this model. So let's go ahead and open it up. Use a little flathead screwdriver. It opens up pretty good. Small screwdriver, once again, don't lose that. And then you open the tray up. I don't like to scratch my red dots. I like to keep them in pretty good order, but sometimes you have to kind of pry these things open like that to get them open. There it is. That's your battery compartment right there. That's what it looks like. Of course, we're going to check the O-rings. This is the battery. The battery that you will be using, it looks like, this is really small. It looks like it's a CR1632 battery, which is a Panasonic, but you can get different brands. And of course, you can find these on Amazon or your local store. All right, let's keep looking here. Of course, you have your tray. We are looking for O-rings right here. So let's see. Do I see a O? Yep, I see it. Here it is right here, guys. That's the rubberized O-ring right there. And that helps with that waterproofing. And you can see it wrapped all the way around this tray. So that's a good indicator and a good sign of a pretty awesome optic. Let's go ahead and put it back in. And it closed up pretty good. Okay, put the screw back in it. Man, I'm gonna tell y'all something. You know, these companies now are able to produce optics that are getting better and better and better. So they're giving fierce competition to a lot of the more expensive brands that are out on the market right now. And I love it. I love it because you know why? Some of these brands, they just charge too much damn money for these optics. I mean, you have some optics on the market that may run you $700, $800. And to me, that's just ridiculous. I don't care what type of quality it is. You know, some of those things shouldn't be that much cost for, you know, as far as the price. Now let's look at how to use this bad boy right here. Let's go ahead and turn it on. So you can turn the red dot on by simply tapping the plus or minus button right here. And these are rubberized buttons. So let's go ahead and do it. That's your plus sign. Boom. And of course, there goes your red dot right there. Nice and crispy, man. Let's go ahead and turn it back off. And I'm gonna show you that the minus sign turns it on also. So that's your minus sign. You just simply tap it. You don't have to hold it down, just tap it and it turns right on. Now, of course, it's a little bit different the way that you turn it off. And this is how all of the Osights are able to turn off. So you just simultaneously press the plus button and also the minus button at the same time. So you just long press them for 3 to 4 seconds. So actually it just turns right off. So that's it. So let's go ahead and turn it back on, boom. And if you press the plus and minus, it looks like you just tap them and it'll turn right off. Let's look at the different reticles that this has. So let's go ahead and turn it back on. There's your red dot. And right here, from what I can see, this is a solid red dot right there. So that's the red dot. Of course, once again, when it comes to the camera lens and everything that plays into this, the lights, it's going to be a distortion in this. So this is truly a 3 MOA dot. So let's go ahead. That's the red dot. Let's go ahead and change it. And the way that you can change it is by holding down the minus button for 3 to 4 seconds. So let's hold that down. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, and it did change. So that's it. And that's your circle reticle, which I believe is the 32 MOA circle. So that's the circle reticle right there. All right, that's it. Circle reticle, nice and bright too. All right, let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. It should change again for me. Yep, and it did. And this right here is your circle and dot reticle. And you can't really see it because of the distortion of the screen. But I'm telling you right now, you can clearly see it. I can see it right now from my standpoint. It is a circle and a dot reticle. Let's go ahead and put it back on the red dot itself. And it'll change. And there's your red dot right there. Now, there are 10 brightness levels and 8 are daylight and 2 are night vision on this optic. Keep that in mind. Another sweet feature that this optic has right here is motion detection. The Osight C optic turns off automatically after 3 minutes of inactivity when its motion sensing feature is enabled. So keep that in mind also. If you want to run this optic on your rifle or your pistols that are short barrels and things like that, they also have Osight Picatinny riser mounts that you can purchase online from their website. So keep that in mind too. All right, so now let's talk about the pros and the cons. Man, once again, Osight continues to innovate, and they're not going to stop, guys. Just to let you know, they're about to drop another optic already. They notified me and let me know that. I can't tell you what kind it is, but it is coming. Let's look at the cons first. Now, the Olight C doesn't have a green dot option yet, but I'm sure they may update that depending on how well this model sells in the market. So if they can incorporate that within the lineup, the future lineup of optics, that's going to be great. Now let's look at the pros. For those that don't know, you can now, watch this, this is pretty sweet. You can now engrave text fonts on your optic with letters or numbers to personalize it. And you can see that on the screen right now. So I thought that was pretty cool because that gives you more of a personable look on your red dot right there. So that's pretty damn dope. Another pro, of course, is that it has a solid build structure. And you can see that right now. And I'm sure if you look online, there's other videos that are online that take it through the torture test. You can see how, how it holds up. But from what I've seen so far, they hold up pretty good. It does have a clear glass. I've talked about that throughout the whole video. Of course, that's a pro. And also the fact that it has that IP rating. So inclement weather resistant. And this thing just holds up really good. So other than that, let me know what you guys think about this optic. Drop it in the comment section below. Let me know if you have this red dot or if you have some of their other models that they came out with, their RMS-C or their RMR footprints. They have some pretty good ones. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Perfect. Please like, comment, subscribe, smash that notification bell so when I roll out the latest videos, you'll be able to receive them. And remember, I'm not from this planet.